Talk the Talk with your hosts, Charles Gregory and Madim Touch, bringing you the latest news from Philadelphia and around the world. We're talking about everything from fashion to politics to music and technology. So if you can walk the walk, we're going to talk the talk.
I'd like to welcome everyone back to the show, Talk the Talk, because if you can walk the walk, we will definitely talk the talk. And I am your host, Charles Gregory, here with another episode, but here with my lovely co-host.
Hey y'all, it's Touch in the house.
Touch is in the building. We have a dynamic show today. I'm so excited. We have a lot of things popping off. But first, how was your weekend?
Oh man, my weekend was great. Barbecues are definitely rolling in, and I'm hopping from one to the next.
I know, that's right.
Okay?
Yes,
and then you gotta run it off come Monday. But you know, it was a great week. Cool, barbecue. Yeah. How about you?
Mine was okay. I'm suffering with a toothache. I got my tooth pulled. You know, extract.
That's what happens when you get old. Your teeth start falling out.
It's all good, yeah. But yeah, my tooth hurt. But the dentist that actually worked on me though, she was fantastic. She's like the only one in the country that does. I'm gonna try to get her on the show.
Yeah,
she's a fantastic woman. You know, I don't have a problem with a woman. Working,
oh
you know?
God!
But I'm just saying.
Lord, I feel sorry for that dentist.
I love women. So let's jump right into it.
Okay.
Good news, bad news.
Bad news.
Bad news. Let's jump into bad news. Okay. Do you like Taco Bell?
I do like Taco Bell.
Taco Bell.
Yo quiero Taco Bell.
Yo quiero Taco Bell. But what if you found out somebody licked your taco?
Ew. Pause.
Yeah, so that's the bad news. Taco Bell firing California employee for taco licking.
He licked all the tacos.
He licked all the tacos. Now, you know they rolled out their new, I think it's a Cool Ranch tacos.
Oh, he was licking it.
So he had it was like 50 tacos he pulled up. He started from the bottom. Now we're here. We started from the bottom. Now we're here. And he had to lick like 50 tacos.
Hi, what the hell, with camera?
Picture. And they posted it.
Oh, snap.
It was crazy.
Thank you, Taco Bell, for firing that man.
But the flip side is, they said they were doing it to show how the employees love Taco Bell. So all of the tacos was thrown out. This was, that's what they said. But, I mean, they love what they do. They love what they do. That was funny. True. Yeah, there you go. So good news, bad news.
Good news.
You want some good news? All right, listen. All right, so this is pretty cool. Because, I'm I'm a fan of who? Everyone knows this.
Jay-Z.
Jay-Z in the building, right? Jay-Z, holla at us. Come and talk the talk.
I know, Jay, holla at us.
Now she's like, yeah, come and Jay, holla. I'm a Jay fan, But this is a rumor. It's not confirmed just yet. But rumor, Samsung and Jay-Z to sign $20 million deal, possibly connected to music streaming service. 20 mil.
So he gonna work with them to get a service going on.
All I'm saying is I don't know all the specifics, but Apple is doing like a music streaming thing. Right. Samsung. It only makes sense.
I'm glad he's doing it with Samsung, not Apple, because Apple ain't.
I'm not feeling Apple too much. I'm not feeling Apple. But Samsung and Apple are competing from the iPhone, the Galaxy. They've really been competing, so it makes sense that Samsung, great
and
move,
he
Samsung.
must know something we don't know, because he ain't getting on nothing that ain't going to be around for a while.
That's right. So, that's great news for Jay-Z, and
we talk about Jay a lot on the show, man. He always get money. It's always something good.
It's always a good situation,
Well, look, we be right back, y'all. We got an interview coming up. We got our girl Flyirrl in the house today. She's going to put us on a couple things that's going on in Philly and what we should be on the lookout for. So we'll be right back, y'all. It's Talk the Talk.
Talk the Talk, y'all. Welcome back, America. This your boy Charles Gregory here at Philadelphia Fashion Week here, and I have a good friend with whom I have a tremendous amount of respect. When you talk about Philadelphia and the fashion scene, and just the scene in general in terms of Philadelphia entertainment, this is one who you definitely need to know and get to know. The kid Spado Alfa Romeo. How are you, sir?
Good, man. I'm blessed. I'm happy to be here.
Fantastic. I'm happy that you're here.
Yeah. I feel underdressed, you know.
No, it's all good, because you know who you are. So look, a good friend of yours is about to release her new album.
Right.
So let's talk a little bit about that.
Well, I'm really here in support of Charlie Baltimore.
Right.
You know, we like, that's like my sister, and I'm here to support her. You know, a lot of people say Philly support Philly, but I really support Philly, you know.
That's right.
So I'm here, you know.
So what do you see different from, when you guys, when you talk about major figures, how y'all, I believe that you guys really created and started generating a buzz for Philadelphia in terms of talent.
The difference is, I think people get a little spoiled now with social media.
Okay.
Everything is so easy for them.
Right.
We come from the era where we really had to pound the pavement and sell stuff out the trunk of our cars.
Right.
And I don't think people really, I think Philly, we lost our signature sound.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people lost the grind, you know what I mean? That's necessary. It's a lot of rappers here.
Right.
But the whole thing is, I try to articulate to them, you got to transition to being artists and professionals, man.
Yeah. So what do you think about that new talent right now, and what's missing in music?
What's missing in the music is diversity.
Okay.
You know, that's what made hip hop great, is that everybody was different.
Absolutely.
And you get so much of the same sound. When you listen to the radio, it's like you're perpetually hearing the one same song over and over again, because the sound is so similar that everybody's making. So I mean, I think that's kind of taken away from it. I just want Philly artists to really just be more professional with how we carry ourselves, you know.
Yeah. So what can we expect from you in the future, and even major figures at this point?
Well, right now I have a mixtape out right now, the freestyles hosted by DJ Cosmic Kev. Next month I'll be putting out another mixtape. And as far as major figures, we're gonna be behind the scenes working on some stuff, putting some things together. You know what I mean?
No doubt. Well, I wish you much success, and I can't wait to hear some of your new music. And it's good, and it was a pleasure.
No, thank you for having me, man. You sharp as a Ginsu knife too, man. Thank you for having me,
Not a problem. We're here, Spado. I'm Charles Gregory. Talk the talk and don't go nowhere. Philly Fashion Week, y'all. Philadelphia, the who's who is at this party here, Philadelphia Fashion Week. And I pulled a great friend of mine, Philadelphia. When you talk about music and some of the original people out of music that really gave Philadelphia some buzz, Dutchy man is in the building here. Major figures. What's going on, brother?
What's happening with you, my bro?
Oh, man, I'm in the building. It's good to see you.
Oh, man, I'm working, man. I'm happy to be back in my city for a little while, enjoying a little bit of it. But fashion thing, that's us. Fashion is us.
All day.
You know what I mean? So, man, let's get it. Let's get it popping tonight. Philly, we in the building. Let's have it.
All day. So let's talk a little bit about what you doing right now. What can we expect from the Dutch man?
DJ Who Kid is about to drop my next mixtape for me. I just did Sway in the morning. You can go check Sway's Universe. I'm on that. Me and Faison might be doing a little something together. I can't speak about it right now, but me and Faison Love, the comedian, might be linking up through I'm on Charlie Baltimore's new album that come out. It's about to come out. It's coming.
It's coming.
I'd rather let y'all see what's going on. I don't want to talk about it. I'd rather just get it. Let go.
All day. So look, I'm going to give you the mic. I want you to take it on for Philadelphia. Get one last thought. It's on you. You got the mic, my boy.
They call me Dutchy, a.k.a. Mr. GWC. I want to send a big shout out to Philly. Big shout out to everybody that's supporting the movement and Philly Fashion Week. Salute.
All day. Philly Fashion Week. I'm your boy Charles Gregory. Don't go anywhere, because we have a lot to cover. The who's who, the fashionable, the beautiful, and the talented. And we'll be right back after this. Holla. Welcome back, everyone, and this is Talk the Talk, where if you can walk the walk, we will definitely talk the talk. And I am your host, Charles Gregory, with my lovely co-host.
Hey, y'all. Touch in the house.
That's right, Madim Touch. And listen, this is one of my favorite episodes. Now, Tis Touch, right? She got her little, love and marriage thing going on. That's her favorite episode. some of my favorite things are the interviews. And we're here with a young lady with whom I have a tremendous amount of respect for. And you know, we stay fly, right? We stay fly. Charles Gregory Madim Touch, we stay fly.
Keep me fly.
Definitely. But you don't know fly until you met Stacey Flygirrl. That's 2 R's. Flygirrl, right? Stacey Flygirl's in the building. Philly represent. How you doing, girl?
Fantastic.
Yes.
How y'all doing?
I'm fantastic. So, Tish, why don't you do what you do?
So happy you're here. So everybody, you know, you heard me talk about my earrings.
Yes.
And Stacey has made sure that I stay fresh on the show.
Absolutely.
So you all have an opportunity to see some of the things that she has done and some of her artwork we featured on the show in the past. So we really wanted to bring Stacey in so she can just kind of give you a breakdown of who she is, how long she's been doing this thing, and really try to put y'all on to some of the things that's going on in Philly and what we can look forward to.
In the know.
In the know. So, Flygirrl.
Flygirrl, 2 R's.
You have promotions that you've done for successful events. You have artwork, real artwork, not that just drawn piece of paper stuff. I'm talking about real wood, real textures, real artwork, live artwork, just a lot of things that you've done in Philadelphia. So, what is the key to being successful at all those different artistic venues that you've explored? Some of the keys.
Yeah, I don't know if there is a key.
You name top 3 things.
I think I'm doing what I love.
Okay.
You know, and I think I'm not pigeonholing myself in anything. I think the fact that I can do a couple different things artistically, whether it be graphic design, or I can paint, or I can whip up a party plan.
Right.
I think they all kind of resonate what I'm interested in. So I think that kind of helps the success of that because you're interested in it, you're passionate about it.
Do what you love because that's what you're going to be successful at.
Most definitely. I wouldn't want to spend my time doing anything other than something that I love to do.
And so many of us do that, you know, like everybody's out on a job, and I get it, you need work, but like for me, we have full-time jobs, but what you love, if you're doing what you love to do, at least on the side, that definitely helps.
Yeah, I don't think everybody has the opportunity to just do what they love and not go to work, because I think a lot of people don't always know the way to do what they love to do, and they're scared to maybe step off that kind of comfort zone of that job that they have. I know a lot of people in my life that have, I don't want to say side hustles, but passions.
You say side hustle. It's okay.
I know it's okay, but it's more to that. It's more than that to them. It's not just a side hustle. It is a passion, but they don't feel comfortable just leaving their job. That's their security. That's their home base. That's how they know they pay their bills. So it definitely, you know, it's definitely an uphill battle, but one that I love, you know.
And you make a good point, too, when you talk about people who are scared to venture out, you know, and I think that the reason is because we're programmed to, once you're a kid, go to school,
go to work.
Go to work. Work for them. Don't work for you.
Yeah, you're not really taught that in school, and I think that is kind of something that that I wish was taught more to young people. I actually teach in Camden to some teenagers. It's an after-school program.
Yes.
Awesome.
And we teach them that, you know, it isn't just about going to work, and it isn't just about making money. It's about doing what you love to do.
Wow.
So we're teaching them. We have a couple different programs. We have a graphic design program, music production, and video production.
Awesome.
So yeah, we teach them twice a week, and it's really fantastic. It's great to get to know kids and let them know that there is something else out there besides just going to work an hourly job. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Right.
But some people do have passions beyond, you know, just going to work.
Exactly. And you can make them both work.
Most definitely.
Most definitely. Good.
And you could do both if you want. I don't want people to get the wrong idea, like you have to do one or the other.
I'm doing both, that's for sure.
Exactly.
Square.
Exactly.
Both square.
I know, all 4.
Yeah.
But, all right, so I want to talk about, for those of you who don't know, Tasty Treats. So Tasty Treats was a part, or is, I should say, I can't say it's dead, but Tasty Treats is a party that took place in Philadelphia for 12 years? Is that
12 years.
12 years.
Philly
Okay.
Represent.
And when you came to Philly, even when I had people come in town, they knew, like, oh, I want to go to Tasty Treats, you know, and that was our staple. And so now, you know, we've evolved beyond that. But for an event and a party to last for so long, and people knew what they were going to get every time they went, and they got the same thing, and it was successful. What were, I guess, some of the things that I guess you want to share with other promoters to make sure that you have longevity in an event?
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, especially these days, there are a lot more promoters popping up because it's easier. You know, there's an easier way to get it done now than there was before.
With Facebook and stuff. See, back when I was going to tell you,
you had to wait outside at 2 o'clock in the morning.
2 o'clock to let out.
You had to be at the
let out the flyers.
And don't matter the weather. I don't care if it's snowing or if it's raining or any of that. You have to promote.
Cool. Chase graphics, contact help. Yeah,
so funny. I feel like our longevity, I think, really kind of came from consistency.
Okay.
We did not stop promoting when things were successful. We kind of kept going.
Going hard.
I know you and I have talked about that before.
Yes.
People get older and crowds change and there's new waves of people, and I think you have to really keep in mind that those people aren't going to party with you forever. We've been there for 12 years. So it's funny, somebody that had been coming to the party for a few years didn't know we had been going on so long, and when they found out it was the last night, they're like, why is it the last night? I was like, well, the club is closing after 16 years. And they're like, 16 years? They're like, oh, I just started coming here. I'm like, how old are you? And they're like, 20. They said 24. I was like, my party started when you were 12.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Like, when you really think about it. And it's just so weird that there are new party people, and you just constantly have to promote. And every party isn't going to be that big of a success. You know, I think we got lucky at a time where there wasn't as much going on. I think we also got lucky having Questlove on our team. You know what I mean? Like, that he was our partner, and we luckily started the party before he really started to spin. It was kind of his first kind of spinning gig on a regular basis. And I think that was super helpful to us. So I think, you know, it's a lot of work, and not everybody can maintain such a long period of time. But it's obviously, you know.
You know, you talked to me a little bit about the Philly Loves project, which I think is huge.
Yeah, that's an event that I had done for some time with DJ Ultraviolet. But
shout out UV.
Yes, UV. But I've now partnered with GL Productions, which is a friend of mine, George Lawrence, and he's another fellow promoter in the city. A few months ago, we did a tribute to Jay Dilla, who is obviously a super influential producer in hip hop. And he passed from lupus quite a few years ago, and we did a tribute event to him. And instead of just tributing the artist and playing the music, we kind of really went above and beyond. So the event was at Johnny Brenda's. You walk up the steps. There's quotes from all different artists kind of going up the stairwells as you come into the event. You walk in, and there's live artists painting tribute art of that person. So they were painting Dilla tribute art. And we had Mike Nice, Rich Medina, and Questlove as our DJ lineup. And then we have a group called Visualize, who's a video production team. And they do live video mixing on site. And if you've ever been to Johnny Brenda's, their whole backdrop to their stage is a giant screen.
Right.
So it was just so dynamic and just really perfect to tribute somebody. And then we gave part of the proceeds to the Lupus Foundation. Yeah, so these events are kind of, even though that started out as just one night, we kind of really thought about really how far we can really take that to kind of help raise money or help raise awareness or even just really just have a good time. And I'm not mad at just that, but those other things are kind of what make that event that much more special.
And before we let her go though, right? I just got one question.
Absolutely.
Philadelphia is known for, how can I say it? At least when we go out of town, right? A lot of times Philly is known for that backbiting mentality, crab in the basket, you know. Why do you think that is, and why do you think a lot of people that doesn't get we need to support each other to get further? Why do you think a lot of people are just kind of like, you know, I need to do this on my own, forget you, I don't need, you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I think there's I look at it from two different ways. Like, I do agree with you in a sense. I think Philly's small. So there's the same opportunity for everybody. So it's like everybody's fighting for the same thing sometimes, which does make it difficult. I think for me, I was able to stand out a little bit more because I was a female. A white female, like, you know what I mean? If I want to go even further, I have.
You're like the minority in that industry.
Well, I have, my crowds are predominantly African American, but they are mixed, so I had my own lane in a way. But I think a lot of times everybody is kind of grabbing at the same people or the same vibe or the same this. So it does become a little competitive sometimes. But I think people are secretly competitive. You know what I mean? Nobody really is like telling each other or talking really about each other. But secretly it's like, okay, well, such and such is doing this, or they're down the street, or, and you start to think about all those things. However, years ago, I've had friends that were coming in from out of town. They live in Chicago, and they're promoters there. And they had commented on how family-like all of the promoters are here, about how everybody supports each other.
From the outside looking in.
Yeah, so it's a very interesting situation. It's like, although we're all scratching at the same thing sometimes, really we do all kind of support each other, even if it is through tweets or shares or likes or whatever. It's like a double-edged sword in a way. It's like both sides make sense.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So I can't not talk about your hair.
Okay.
I love
because this is girl talk. Charles, you can sit over there.
It's all good. I'm being quiet.
But you can't not notice that you have a shaved head.
Sure.
And I know I've shaved my head a couple of times for different hairstyles.
I shave my head like maybe every 2 weeks.
Me too. Every 2 weeks.
Is there anything significant behind the low cut? And if so, are you open to sharing that with us?
She has to. She's on Talk the Talk.
I have to talk. No, there's nothing real significant behind it. However, interestingly enough, when you brought up Relish, the Bynum brothers who own Relish, I managed Brave New World for them. But when I was still at Zanzibar Blue, one of the owners had made reference. I did not have my hair cut yet. It was a shortcut, and he had just made reference that he thought I would look good with a shaved head. We would have lineup every day where you kind of sit and talk about the specials before you go out on the floor. And he asked if one day if he brought clippers in, could he shave my head at lineup?
Oh my God!
And I always laughed it off or whatever. But for some reason, it just sat with me. And I went home and I bought clippers at CVS and I shaved my head.
And it's been shaved since then?
It's been shaved since then. I think I've tried to grow it back once or twice.
I was going to say, would you ever grow it? Do you
I
get
tried.
It
became about that long and I shaved it off.
And you're like,
I hated it. I felt like a helmet.
I love
it was the worst. I felt like a helmet.
That's
I was
funny.
like, what is this? That's low maintenance.
So it is awesome.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming by the show.
Thanks for
and
having
just sharing
me.
all the wonderful things that you're doing in Philly.
Thank
pioneering what you do.
Absolutely. So make sure you guys go check out the site, Flygirrl.com.
2 R's, y'all. 2 R's.
All right. Well, it's your girl, Madim Touch. I got Charles over here. We're signing off.
Yes.
Right back, y'all. Talk to talk.
Yes.
Man, I see you at everything.
Well,
Everything.
I have been to every event, I think, because I'm a big supporter.
You are a huge supporter.
I mean, seriously, it's good for Philadelphia. 10 years now, Philly Fashion Week. In the early days, you got, is this going to work? You got New York competition, LA, Miami.
Exactly.
This is starting to work. How about tonight's show? I think this is one of the better ones of the entire 10 years.
Oh, wow.
I'm a big fan of art, and I collect art, and fashion's just another form of art, right?
It is.
Yeah?
It is.
I like your glasses, by the way.
Thank you so much.
Your hair's cute, too.
Thank you.
And your necklace. The whole thing. The whole thing
Thank you so much. All right, y'all. It's your girl, Madim Touch. We're here at Philly Fashion Week. We're signing off, y'all. Peace.
Philadelphia Fashion Week. When I tell you the beautiful people are here, the who's who is here. Charlie Baltimore is in the building.
I love yours.
Thank you. I love yours even better, and that's an excellent transition. So before we start the interview, you got to tell me, who are you wearing?
I'm wearing Carmelita, and my My shoes are Giambalta Bassi.
Fantastic.
Da Vinci accessories, Low Stella McCartney. So I mixed it up.
Just a little bit. She mixed it up. So now, I understand you're releasing your new album today.
Yep, my mixtape came out today and it's on my own label, B&B.
We've been waiting for you for a long time. So what's going on with Charlie Baltimore?
I'm excited. I'm just happy to be in my hometown and get to release my album here, so this is dope.
Yes. All your people are here to support you.
Yes, I'm
Dutchman.
deep.
Yes.
Dutchman is here, Spade is here, and I got 15 people with me from the D, all my artists, so I'm excited.
What's one last thought from Charlie Baltimore, and where can they find you?
Hard to Kill out today, September 17th, baby. And you can find me on @CharlieBaltimore on Twitter and @CharlieBaltimore on Instagram.
There you go. And with that said, there's nothing else left to be said. I'm your boy, Charles Gregory, here, Philadelphia Fashion Week. Charlie Baltimore is in the building. Talk the talk, y'all. And we out.
What's good, Philadelphia? You're now watching Talk the Talk. I'm your girl, Madim Touch. Got my man Charles Gregory over there holding us down.
Holla at you, boy.
So, as we know, we just did Charles's favorite part.
Yes.
Now we on my favorite part.
Here we go.
Love and relationships. Mars versus Venus.
Boring.
But I'm going to take it easy. I'm going to take it easy on the men today. Okay? I'm going to help out the ladies a little bit. You know, even though we've been with men our whole lives, we still kind of have a hard time getting gifts. I had someone recently call me, like, I don't know what to get my boyfriend for his birthday. What do I do? We had this problem Valentine's Day, Christmas, all the time. Because y'all kind of simple.
Yeah.
Like, you guys are just, like, ladies, we always talking about what we want.
Okay.
We're quick to let you know, but it's hard with you guys.
Yeah.
Like, y'all don't even know what y'all want to eat for dinner.
That's true.
Let alone what you want for a gift.
That's true.
So, I'm kind of throwing it out there, Charles. Okay. Like, if I wanted to go get a gift, what, from a fashion perspective, right? Like, when we talking about clothes, and like, ladies, we like bags, shoes, easy, jewelry. What do you get a man? Like, what are some great gifts for a dude?
Some great gifts. So let's start with tiers, right? Tiers, because it's tiers to certain things, right? Okay. And I always say this to women: don't try to bring something that's so extravagant, you know, because I mean sometimes guys get a little picky, and it's kind of like don't spend too much money on something that we probably just don't want, right? Okay. So the tiers, the levels of what I believe a lot of men, some men like different things, but I think the majority of the men will agree with what I said. All right? So first I would go with, you can never go wrong with if we wear boxers or briefs, whatever we wear, we always need them.
Yeah, y'all do.
We always need them.
Y'all do.
We always need them, right? Some guys like myself is kind of like, since we don't wash clothes, we just buy new ones. Oh,
God, don't get me started. Guys who wear the same socks go through socks.
Go through socks. So we just get a
good.
So we'll like that. Good. Simple as that, right? So for her, if she want to do something, stay safe, she can get that. Now, if it's for, say, for example, I don't know, a holiday or their birthday or something like that, you can upgrade. And I'll say, leave the pants and the shirts out of it.
Really?
Leave pants and shirts out of it.
I would think that's the easy thing.
Definitely not. Because sometimes the girl buys shirts that they like, not necessarily what we like. Because remember, you like the moldable men, you know? So you want
But we go dress y'all the way we like to see y'all dress.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying, though. But it's not always what we like. I got the cameramen, the crew saying, like, yeah, you agree, right?
Crew nodding their head too.
So I would say something that guys will like, and you never gonna go wrong, is get us a nice belt.
A belt
or watch.
But that don't sound corny. Like, oh, she got me a black belt.
No. But it's a nice. Every man needs a nice belt, because a lot of times we go through belts. We go through belts.
Okay.
Every man. This is a tip that I give the men too. I say every man needs a nice watch. You know, leather band. Get a link band, you know, anything. You know, if you can afford to get us a nice Rolex, you know, something like that.
If you got it like that, ladies.
Next thing that I would probably say is, and the last thing I would say is, a nice shoe.
A nice shoe.
Because a lot of times, it depends. If a guy wears a lot of shoes, get him a hot pair of sneaks.
Okay.
If a guy wears a lot of sneaks,
get him some nice dress shoes. Okay. Well, that's good. That's good info, ladies. You take Charles' advice, celebrity stylist Charles Gregory, House of Charles Gregory. Check him out. Plug.
Appreciate
All right,
you.
well, good. We air every Monday at 9:30 p.m.
9:30 p.m.
on Philly Cam. You can also check us out on our YouTube page and subscribe to that as well.
Yes, do that.
Philly
Facebook?
Cam also has on demand, so if you miss an
demand.
episode, go on demand.
Go holla.
You can't get around.
Yes.
Look, we're out there. So
The voice of the people, y'all.
Voice of the people. It's Talk the Talk Show, right from Philly Cam.
Yes.
I'm Madim Touch. I got Charles Gregory over
Gregory in the
there,
building. Holla.
and we will catch you on the next episode, y'all.
On the other side.
Peace.